join us for NST 10 Quickies?
Okay.
Alright, so who is Datuk Lokman and why are you the best man to represent Sungai Kandis?
I'm Lokman, age 45, born in Batu Pahat, Johor. I've settled down in Selangor for 22 years. Master in Management from Uni Razak, and I've been the Director of Communication for nearly 1.5 years in Ministry of Finance, and previously, before that, I was with Department of Special Affairs, Ministry of Information, and I think we better sit down somewhere around
Okay,
here.
alright.
It's better than walking. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, Datuk. So, why are you the best man to represent Sungai Kandis?
Yeah. With my background, with my experience as someone who is already in the opposition side before. I have been with the government nearly 7 years in Department of Special Affairs, and also 1.5 years with Ministry of Finance. Definitely, I'm very informative, very experienced, and I believe that with my character as a very vocal person, with a track record of fighting for human rights, fighting for justice, have been jailed twice under the Internal Security Act. Once back in 1998 for 2 months, the second one was 2 years and 2 months back in 2001 to 2003. And as a vocal politician, at this moment, with the opposition in Selangor State Assembly with only 5 of them, I think with myself coming in, we will have a very strong opposition. It won't be like 6%. I will make sure that it's going to be like 16 or 20%, 20 opposition in our Dewan Undangan Negeri. And I believe with my knowledge, I can not only criticize the government if in case they do something which is not suitable for the country or for the state, or they fail to perform their promises, including defending good governance, anti-corruption. So I think I'm the best person for Sungai Kandis to fight for the people of Selangor and also the people of Malaysia. And with my experience, I can also give the state government suggestion. It doesn't only mean that when you criticize, you criticize without any without giving any substitute or any idea of how to improve something. So even though by suggesting these kind of things might make Pakatan Harapan in a better shape when they perform all the ideas which we give to them. But I think for the public, it is good for me to to give all kind of suggestion which will benefit the public itself.
Okay. Alright.
And
why don't we go with the second question?
Yeah.
Why have you chosen the political route and a misconception that you want to correct?
I am born as a politician.
Okay.
That is one thing which I believe. Because since at the age of 15, I've been following my father. He was also with Jasa before,
Okay.
Department of Special Affairs. He normally goes and gives his talk, and I used to be with him. And I joined UMNO Youth when I was also around 15. But I enrolled as a member when I was 18, and at that time they appointed me as the youth chief for the branch in Taman Keluang in Johor. When I finished my university, at the age of around 22, 23, I'm already involved in national politics until in 1998, when the crisis of Datuk Ibrahim and also Tun Mahathir. At that time, after Datuk was sacked, 10 guys was sacked, and I'm one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So since then, I've been with Pakatan Harapan, not Pakatan Harapan, PKR. At that time, we call it Keadilan. And I was the first youth chief of Johor for Pemuda Keadilan.
Wow.
And then when they have the first election, I was elected as the youngest Supreme Council member. At that time, I was only around 28. I contested earlier back in 1999 when I was 26. So this is the second time I'm contesting. It's just my luck, and my luck I'm contesting as an opposition.
Again.
Again. So
Okay.
this is what.
Any misconception you'd like to correct?
Maybe certain sectors will see me as a person who is very extreme, you know.
Okay.
But actually, I'm a quite lenient person. What I am fighting for is to make sure that few things which are already stated in the Constitution, such as the right of Islam as our federal religion, and then the rights of Malay, the Malay rights, the special rights given to the Malay, and then Bahasa Malaysia as our national language, and also the position of our rulers, the Pertuan Agong and also our Sultan. So I think by protecting all these four entities doesn't make me as someone who is extreme, because it is stated in the Constitution. I would consider that by making sure that from time to time, if there are people like me, there are people like Pemantau Malaysia Baru, an organization, some sort of watchdog, at least we can make sure that the current government of the day, they will not cross the border. Because during Barisan National Tenanship for 61 years, whoever insult the king, whoever try to, you know, to make comments which will, you know, will create racial tense, definitely I believe it will not. We can avoid. I think you better stay.
Okay, we will sit down.
So that I'm comfortable.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. Okay. If we are able to, you know, to criticize the government, to let the government know that whatever they do are wrong, from time to time, if we are able to criticize them, and we will be able to make sure that this harmonious environment which we have been enjoying for the past 61 years will stay harmony forever. But at this moment, what I can see is that this current government, they fail to, they fail to uphold the rule of law, because when we make a police report against Hisham Rais, where about Hisham published in his blog Tukar Tube, saying that our Yang di-Pertuan Agong is a sect maniac, and then he said that our Yang di-Pertuan Agong is taking drugs. So this kind of accusation is totally unacceptable. But the problem is, after we had made this police report, no action was taken. The same thing goes to Khadijah Jassim. He said that he took this the chart where about the Queen Elizabeth of UK. She spent around 257 million for the past 16 months. For the past 60 months. But Kade took this chart and make a write-up saying that our Yang di-Pertuan Agong is spending 257 million. And when we made a police report, they discovered that he took it from the Queen Elizabeth's expenditure. Our king's actual expenditure is around 15 to 16 million for the past 16 months. So what happened, he was he did resign. When Kade resigned, that clearly shows that what he said, what he wrote in his blog is not true, and he is taking the responsibility. But we cannot accept that when someone commit a criminal act, when they resign, we did not charge them. That is unacceptable. If this kind of things become a norm in this country, what will happen?
Okay, all right. So
that is why we are against the appointment of Tommy Thomas as the AG. It's not only because he is Christian. It is not because of his religion. The main thing is because Tommy Thomas is the lawyer of Ching Peng. Ching Peng is the chairman of Parti Komunis Malaya. And this country, we have already declared communists as illegal. If someone who is willing to become the lawyer of this communist head, meaning definitely he is one of the sympathizers of Parti Komunis Malaya, and he believes in this ideology. Number two, he is also the lawyer of Lim Guan Eng for Lim Guan Eng corruption case. For both the buying of the below market value of these bungalows and also the undersea tunnel. And we believe by appointing Tommy Thomas, definitely if that person political inclination is towards DAP, towards this communist party, I believe he can't be fair, because as an AG, you have the power to choose which case to be charged, and you even have the power to choose which case to be dropped. And this already happened. You can clearly see that even Rafizi Ramli, he has been sentenced for 18 months for his mafia case, and you can see that it has been changed to only 10,000 bail, and he is supposed to berkelakuan baik, meaning there must be something wrong with this, and there is no objection by the AG, by the the General Chamber. And the same thing with Sivara Sarasya. He was charged under the MACC Act, and when they won this election, his charges was dropped. Even yesterday, his charge on Sedition Act was also dropped yesterday. So definitely by the end of this month, when Lim Guan Eng is going on trial, I believe that his case will also be dropped. So what kind of rule of law is this?
Okay.
This is no more rule of law. This is already rule of the jungle. So you need people like me,
yes,
to make sure that the awareness of the public is very high towards all these kind of things.
Okay, Datuk, can we move to the third question?
Yeah.
The three major concerns of Sungai Kandis people are garbage, water cuts, and facilities to be improved. How do you plan to address them?
Number one, we are not the state government. Okay, what I can do is I will be the voice of Sungai Kandis. Okay, they need to have a very strong opposition who will fight for their rights. For example, today we have been asked by the SPR to take down our poster, to take down our banner. Our banner just stated that vote BN if you want Pakatan Harapan to fulfill their promise.
Okay.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Since during the PRU 14, Pakatan Harapan's poster, they are putting everywhere. The poster says, undilah Pakatan Harapan untuk memasukkan GST. They are saying that vote for Pakatan Harapan so that we will abolish GST.
Yeah.
Barisan Nasional and SPR at that time never take any action towards them. So what's the problem with my poster is actually in the same tone. So after I made a press release, not a press conference just now, when I bashed them, Alhamdulillah, they said, okay, you proceed with that poster. Okay. Meaning, you can change things if you fight back.
Yes.
You don't allow anybody to bully us. Don't allow ourselves to be bullied by anybody. And I believe as an opposition, I can make sure that the problem with this illegal dumping area in Teluk Menagun, we can make sure that that site will be closed.
Okay.
Inshallah, we will fight our best. We will try our best.
Okay.
Either I do it through the state government or through the Dewan Undangan Negeri, or if they fail to do so, we will use our force. We will make a demonstration there, or we will do something until they stop it. Because with that site, that illegal dumping site, the people there in Sungai Kandis, they are facing flies problem, they are facing the smell problem, and then with this dumping site, the possibility of this dengue case is also getting higher. Yeah. So things like this are actually my priority if I were given to be the adun of Sungai Kandis.
And so if you are the adun, what are your development plans for the area?
Definitely, I cannot develop the area. Okay. You have to understand.
Not the rubbish dump site. I mean like Sungai Kandis
the whole Sungai Kandis. Okay. Because planning, you have to understand the role of an opposition and the role of the state government. Yeah. With my close relationship with the government itself, because people like YB Amir is actually working with Parti Keadilan before. When I was released from ISA back in 2003, at that time I was reappointed as the secretary of the Keadilan Youth.
Okay.
So he was actually working with the
You know them lah.
Of course, I know them. Even Azmin, he is very close with me before.
Okay.
So maybe with this good relationship, I can persuade them.
Okay.
But I do not have the power to develop the Sungai Kandis.
Because funding would be a problem.
And I believe that even Ustaz Zahawi, he should not be making so much noise on this local issue.
Okay.
Because by doing so, he is actually admitting that Arwah Suhaimi Syafiee failed to do his job. And Arwah Suhaimi Syafiee is my close friend.
Okay.
He used to bring my family to Camp Tahanan Kemuntik when I was detained under ISA before. So I don't plan to touch much on local issue because I think I should respect Arwah, But after I'm appointed as elected as the new Adun of Sungai Kandis, I believe it is already my responsibility. So I got to make the noise to make sure that the state government will fulfill all the promises made to the Selangor people, even to the nation itself, and especially to the Sungai Kandis people.
Okay. And if you are elected, what would your style be?
I'm always like this.
Okay, alright.
I can be everywhere. I can have coffee or have breakfast in Mama or whatever. I'm a normal human being.
Flexible, and people can come up to you.
I think nobody give their phone number openly. I think everybody can call me.
Okay.
It's just a matter of I pick up the call or not.
Okay.
But normally, if there is a missed call, I will definitely call back. That is my attitude.
Okay. So we're going into the more relaxed questions now.
Okay.
What's your top 3 favorite Malaysian food?
I love fried chicken.
Okay.
I also sometimes, from time to time, I like we have this, we call it butter prawn.
Oh, butter prawn.
Because my kids love it.
Okay.
And then maybe black pepper crab.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Black pepper crab. But black pepper crab, maybe Jakarta, we can find good black pepper crab.
Okay. Cakap pasal Malaysia. Nasi lemak, nasi ambeng, nasi ambang.
I'm not very, saya tak cerewet lah.
Okay, you're flexible. Alright.
Because when I was detained under ISA, I'm only eating sometimes ikan keling with only plain rice.
Okay. Lepas tu, that YB Mat Sapu pun, do you eat his food juga lepas tu?
I was never detained together with myself.
Oh, okay, alright.
I was detained with Izam Makno, Syari Sungib, Tian Chua, Badru Amin, and Hishamuddin Rais.
Oh, okay. So you go way back with Hishamuddin Rais. Okay, anyways. What inspires you? In terms of motivating your life on a daily basis?
There are a few people who inspire me.
Okay, who inspires you?
One of them is Datuk Srinaji.
Okay.
Because I respect him because he is very smart.
Okay.
He is a very damn smart guy. Normally when even for example when we prepare a speech for him regarding perhimpunan for this Al-Aqsa, these Palestinian issues. So he just look at it, but actually he have everything already in his head. Even when we talk about economic, we talk about any subject, because he was elected as MP when he was only 23. he is a very experienced guy, very focused on rakyat. It's just that there are too much lender, which at the end of the day had managed and able to create a very bad perception towards him.
Yeah.
But for me, I think he is the best leader Malaysia would ever have.
Okay. Alright. And how do you de-stress?
Myself?
Yes.
Sometimes I go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I have not been playing golf for quite a long time.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure whether my stroke is still good. Yeah.
Okay, and do you cook?
I cooked when I was in ISA.
Okay.
Yeah, with Hisham Rais.
Okay.
So Hisham, he liked to cook spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Every Monday we can order from the camp.
Okay.
Whether we want to buy biscuits at Jacob's biscuits or we want to buy spaghetti. Yeah. But we cannot cook actually.
Okay.
But with the Jacob biscuits, we make a hole.
Okay.
So that will be some sort of a pot. Then the margarine.
Yes.
Margarine given by the people, by the detention center. We never eat that.
Okay.
So we'll just make sure we put the margarine inside the tin.
Okay.
The margarine will become the fuel.
Okay.
And then our blankets, jadi sumbu lah.
Oh my god.
And then the cap of the bottle.
Yeah.
And then we put it. We just make a hole on the cap. Then we put the blankets.
Okay.
So we'll have dapur lah.
Oh wow. So self-made dapur lah.
Self-made dapur lah.
Wow, that's very
We do it illegally lah.
creative.
Because we are being detained illegally.
Okay.
Even the court already pronounced that our detention is illegal detention.
Oh, okay.
And all my friends, they sued the government and they won.
Yeah. Okay. So this is our last question.
Yeah.
So since you said you haven't golfed for a while, but could you please just show us your swing? Maybe your best swing. Just imagination je, Datuk.
Swing.
Yes. But we don't have a golf stick right now, so just what?
Maybe outside. Okay. So there are number one, the grip.
Yeah.
There are different grips. Some people they grip like this, but I would prefer.
Okay.
Maybe I will have this interlocking.
Oh wow. Okay.
You back. Your left hand should be straight.
Okay.
Then we swing. Hold it like.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us, Datuk.
Okay.
See you.
See you.